It's week 6 of Reality Riffs podcast.
Yeah, week 6.
Woo! That means episode 6 of season 11 Vanderpump Rules.
Mm-hmm.
Saw it
So
on
I'm
the
gonna call it.
gram.
Can I call it episode 1?
Episode 1?
Yeah, I'm gonna call it episode 1.
Yeah, good idea.
Yeah.
Everything start.
Yeah, the season finally started.
Yay! Well, I mean, it's getting to the yay. Yay, it start. Yeah, this felt more like Vanderpump Rules as I know it.
There was some screaming, so that's.
It's crazy because only I think 2 of them were drinking, and yet you were able to get that much out of them. Like, they don't even need to be inebriated to, but they got some real stuff to deal with. I'll read what they wrote, the descriptor, and then we'll get into
All right.
the news of the day or the week. And
All right, sounds good. Let's go.
is that good? Or did you have anything to talk about? Anything interesting happen this week? Like in your life?
I watched Vanderpump Rules.
All right.
Yeah, that was about it.
Well, they say Sandoval tries to reconnect with Sheena during a meditation exercise. I have terrible handwriting, by the way. Okay. Brock accuses a friend of spreading a rumor about their marriage.
Dun, dun, dun.
And I would say his friend is a bit of a stretch.
Yeah.
But anyway, about their marriage, James and Allie announce their new family member to the world. That was a big deal. Ariana and Katie embrace their inner bosses. And I got a lot to say about that, but that we'll get there.
All right.
I know you did a little bit of research into the lawsuits and stuff. Did you want to discuss that pre or post?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I looked a little bit. I think it's interesting that I'm not prepared to talk about the lawsuit, I think.
Okay.
I'm going to
You
cut
want to
this.
wait a little bit?
Hmm?
Well, and maybe you should wait a week because so much can happen in a couple. By this time next week, Rachel may have had the whole thing dropped.
Yeah.
She seems to change her mind about. But there are like, from what I know, there are 4 counts, 4 different things, 4 different charges being thrown.
Well, Ariana's revenge porn. Tom is for recording her. Whatever.
But not revenge porn on Tom's part, though.
Well, yeah, because he didn't distribute it, right? Like the part of revenge porn is distribution. Now it sounds like Ariana is not going to get hit for distribution because it has to be widely distributed.
Oh.
Right? Like, but there might be.
He had it though. Like, I mean, who knows who's watched it?
Well, that's going to have to be proved that he sent it somewhere, right? Like.
But what if he's just like, dude, watch this? And
Well, then
his
somebody will have to testify and say, yeah, Tom Sandoval held up his phone to me and showed me this.
And who's gonna say that?
Well, I mean, who knows? Schwartz gets sat down in front of a detective and in a freaking, has to give a deposition, a statement.
I don't know.
It's a little bit different when you're sitting in that room by yourself.
Yeah.
Going, these are the fucking cops. Do I lie to the cops?
Oh, when I was younger and we would get just whatever, we had to go talk to cops for whatever. This was in like high school. and we'd have to write down what are those statements?
Mm-hmm.
And they would question you. And this is just for, I don't know, a bump. Like, if you bump into someone, a car,
Mm-hmm.
like a simple car like that, I would be just like, ah, a timid little chihuahua without their person. And it's so scary. Like, they can, and this is in a town of like 600 people. Outside of me giving a statement, it would be like, hey, whatever cop you are, I would
Mm-hmm.
call them by name, and they would be like, hey,
Hey, Joe.
Jess. And but when there's something different. The temperature, the whole climate changes when you're talking to them in their uniform,
Mm-hmm.
in their office, with a pen and paper, and it's like legally binding at that point. And you have your mom or dad sitting next to you, pissed off because they don't want to be there, they need to be working.
Oh yeah, I was a shit when I was a kid. I mean,
Did
I
you
got
get that nervous feeling? I was less nervous in front of the judge because we had a really nice judge. He never really tried, but like
I
the
had an
cops
yeah,
scared the shit out
I
of
had
me.
enough friends that got in trouble for the same shit that I did, like shoplifting and shit like that.
Shot. Oh yeah. See, I didn't. My stakes were always a lot lower. It'd be like underage drinking
I don't
or.
know. I don't know if underage drinking is lower stakes than shoplifting cigarettes. Well, you know,
Well, yeah, but like I didn't steal my alcohol. A buyer paid for it.
you know. Oh,
No, I would have, if I stole something, my ass would have been
oh, this was back in the
grass.
'80s or 90s.
This was pre high school.
Oh yeah, this is like junior
Oh,
high.
okay.
This is when I was in. But the thing was, back in those days, they used to put those cigarettes right up there at the register and racks, like
I
right there.
know.
They basically
It
put
was
them out there
bait.
for exactly it was. They wanted. They didn't give a shit if we stole those cigarettes. So they wanted us stealing those cigarettes and out there puffing in the fucking
Not
alley.
$10 a pack
Well,
like
now,
they
yeah,
are
now it's
nowadays.
yeah. Well, that's the thing, and now they got now they got people at $10 a pack. So
Okay, so anyway, we're waking up in Tahoe.
and we're waking up in Tahoe.
It's so pretty. I
Mm,
really would like to go. Maybe we can get an Airbnb. Like, we'll save up
mm-hmm,
and then hang out in Tahoe. Because I really do think, once the smoke lifted and they were out on the lake, and
mm-hmm.
it does give Flathead a run for its money. And it's probably a lot warmer
I
because it's
was,
California.
yeah, I was thinking I would like to take the gondola.
Oh God, that brought back post traumatic stress from me and Megan and I, our girls trip last summer.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my, we had altitude sickness, and Tom Sandoval had that liquid air. Allie tried
Oh
some.
yeah.
I was like, damn, I wish I would have known about that because you got it for me this, like around Christmas time.
Mm-hmm.
I had some kind of cold. It helped.
Oh yeah. No, I
Anyway,
think Tony picked that out. He's the one that
he
sees that. They're like, ah.
he is the gatekeeper
Mm,
of the good stuff.
yeah.
But anyway, Sheena and Lala talk about um because they're kind of waking
Oh
up,
wait,
getting
hold on
ready.
before we get there because no, I saw what Tom was writing in his journal.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Perfect. I forgot I was gonna
And
ask you that
so, oh yeah, so I mean the whole thing. So
because
it
I
sets up,
didn't.
yeah, it sets up the whole episode. Like that's what I'm talking about. The season actually started. It felt like this episode actually has a narrative arc, and they set it up right at the
Okay.
beginning. So
Because,
yeah,
yeah, I'm so glad you did that because I thought if they blurred parts out, then there's obvious, then you're obviously able to read it. Let me go back and pause
Okay, well,
that later.
I
So
did, and
good.
basically he
Yeah.
was just explaining how oh he was talking about crying when he was with Schwartz in the car, right? And so and he was talking about how he was all emotional and not due to any sort of like introspection on his part. It's like, man, I feel really bad about what I did. Like he was just really tired, just you know I hadn't slept and just really tired. And, but basically, it talks about, but then talks about Sheena and Sheena coming up and to the airport and at the airport and saying hi to him. And so it was setting up, him and Sheena, right? And
Okay.
so, and which we knew this was coming, right? Like Sheena's the one that's um, more, more attached to Tom,
Yeah.
and she's probably, I guess I don't know the show. Was she better friends with Tom than Ariana?
She says that she was friends with Tom before Ariana, but like she's the reason, like she's she wanted Ariana on the show. I don't know. I always felt like since Tom and Ariana got together, Tom or Ariana was better friends with Sheena than Tom. But there's a lot that I don't know behind the scenes. And that was years because when they first got
Mm-hmm.
together,
Well, I guess yeah. I mean, just based off what they were portrayed as on screen, like did like they have a lot of moments, like
I
just
would say Tom, definitely Ariana.
with Sheena.
Yeah. I don't know. I always associated Tom or Ariana and Sheena. But now I'll go back and do another rewatch because I do love
Mm-hmm.
watching Vanderpump Rules, especially the first, and I'll clock that because I mean I know that they're friends, and that's the thing. Tom is always supportive of everyone, so he was friends with everyone. But yeah, I could see them being close, especially because Tom and Ariana were kind of just like a package deal.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess it's kind of hard. Tom and Ariana, they're kind of like us. They were always together,
Mm-hmm.
but only with lots of friends. We don't have like lots of friends around us all the time. And I think if you started bringing a young girl over just randomly to hang out and then she started sleeping over, that would be weird. But for them it wasn't because like they had people over for
Mm-hmm.
pool parties and they'd have people stay over because they didn't want them driving drunk or have to pay for a ride home, whatever. But
But she moved in.
kind of, it sounds like it. But um, that was Rachel I was
Mm.
talking about.
Yeah,
But
that's what I mean. Okay, anyway,
anyway,
so the flashback set up the confrontation between Tom and
or
everybody
you
else.
mean the journal entry?
Well, no, and then they show some flashbacks, right?
Mm.
And the flashbacks set up the confrontation between Tom and and like I said, mainly Sheena and Lala.
But okay, so um, Sheena and Lala were kind of getting ready,
Mm-hmm.
or were they laying in bed?
I think they're
It,
just laying in bed, maybe.
oh, okay. And so
Oh yeah, Brock
Sheena,
went golfing.
yeah, early in the morning.
I would have too.
Yeah, it was nice. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of anyway. Um, they were talking about Sandoval giving Sheena thousands of dollars when she needed it most, and kind of how I don't know. I just feel bad for her because, yeah, I think that even though I may have thought she was better friends with Ariana, if it was equal, then it would be, I mean, just as bad to lose Tom as it would be Ariana to her. So I don't know. I guess, yeah, that was a good question. But it's painful for her, and I don't think that.
Well,
I don't know.
she texted Ariana, right?
Yeah, we'll get there. But I don't know. What do you think about that? I think that you even call it, even if it was for like ego boost or whatever, it was still pretty freaking nice. I know that if I woke up to a couple $1,000s in our bank account when we need, if I was pregnant, and
I think it's
self-serving or not.
Well, no, I mean I'm sure it was needed, right? But that's the point.
And other than this affair, he's never done anything.
Yeah, but can we just talk about that money thing for a minute?
Oh yes, please.
Because we need to go back, because I think that was some creepy ass shit to do to somebody. Like
controlling almost.
Yeah, because you know, especially if you know that they're in need, you go to them and you say, "What can I do to help you?"
Oh, you don't
You don't just wake up and they, how do they? For one, how do you refuse it when you're desperate?
Right.
And two, but I mean, how does that not make you feel just
under there
that fucking big, like shameful. And I'm holding my hand up like an inch, right? And Tom knows this. He knows it's a play, like I said, and he's gonna put it down on his list of good deeds I've done.
Yeah.
Right. Fuck that motherfucker.
That happened all the way back in COVID, I think.
Oh yeah. Talking about the money. Yeah, right. That's where I wrote it right there. Fuck Tom.
Fuck Tom.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's about all that happens for now because we got to go back to...
Well, that's not all that happens, though. I mean, because...
No, in that scene.
Well, yeah, but I mean, she texts Ariana in that scene.
Oh, does she? I might let you lead this because I was taking half-ass notes thinking we were going to do a watch-along. We were going to do a watch-along, fans.
Yeah.
Calling them fans.
Well, maybe we will. Who knows? We haven't figured that out yet. We're still,
Yeah, so...
Big thing is I just got to get through the school year and then I can start really applying the whole technology thing. But anyway, so yeah, no, there's more going on in that scene, I think, because...
That's when they...
Sheena texts Ariana in that scene and she tells her, "Hey, I'm having a tough time," right?
Right.
She's like, this has just been really hard and whatever. And then Sheena tells, Lala's talking to her about it, and Sheena tells Lala, "I'm, Team Ariana till I die." Right? And like that's her mindset when she goes downstairs. She's going to be strong and she is not going to cave to Tom.
Yeah, and...
I mean, but she's already caving, right? Like she's already... I
know, but you can tell this friendship means a lot to she.
Well, yeah. And I mean, and I don't blame her, for that. I'm trying to think of a comparable situation, in my life.
Yeah, where I don't have one in my adult life.
I had a friend do something just really, really shitty to somebody else and still stood by them. But I mean, I don't have a lot of friends either. So that's probably... Maybe I'm the one.
Maybe you would just have good friends and that's why.
Maybe I'm the one that's been really shitty to people.
Yeah,
I don't know.
You're the problem, Phil. Yeah. Keep telling yourself that.
All right.
Okay, so she sent the text, but is that anything else?
No, I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah, so then we go back and there's a photo shoot for Ariana's new cocktail book. And the photo shoot looks sexy AF.
Mm-hmm.
LOL. I'm bored. Take me back to Tahoe. Am I right? Did anything happen in this scene? I'm sorry. I'm
Well,
just
you.
so bored by Katie and Ariana.
I'm sorry. You might say you're bored, but you have a sexy AF cocktail book sitting right next to
No,
you.
this is sexy AF. Yeah, hers is single AF.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, so she's got
This
a
is
new.
the-
This is a new
Yeah,
cocktail book.
this one is the one with Tom and Ariana, the one he weaseled his way into.
Okay, yeah, I don't even want to look at that fucker's face, man.
I know, but there's some good
You might as well
photography
be showing.
in
Look,
this.
no, I'm not going to go Tom Sandoval and make a bad analogy, but I don't know a different analogy to make other than you might as well be showing me a picture of fucking Jared from Subway.
Oh, that's horrible, Phil. You can't be
I don't.
calling
I
him
get
a
the.
pedophile. Oh, you get the same ick.
I get the same creep factor, right? Like,
Okay,
and so I don't know
let's-
what's a good analogy to make then, because I mean, I just yeah. No,
Yeah, well, he gives you a creepy vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of. Well, I don't know. It's hard for me to say because I was looking at this book today and it made me want to cry. I miss them as a couple. I really do. Like I wish we could rewind and Scandival was never a thing, like a sliding, what is it? A sliding mirrors? Is that what they call it? Moment where, if something were to happen, yeah, like Scandal or Tom Sandoval isn't it doesn't have narcissistic tendencies, and
I think
they're
it'd be
a good
interesting.
couple.
I think it would be interesting to go back to those first couple of seasons when.
Yeah, you want it? I keep asking you.
Well, I'm in the thinking about it stage
I'm
right now.
trying
Can
not
I?
to push it.
But yeah,
yes.
let's just.
You're thinking it's interesting though, huh? What were you gonna say? Sorry.
No, just to go, and I'm curious because I know so when did the show start? I'm just trying to place myself because I
2012.
Okay, so 2012.
Was I pregnant with 2012? Because they say it's been on for 12 years.
All right, so did it start in the fall of 2012?
It usually starts in January, but I don't know when it first started. Here, let me look up. Anyway.
Yeah, we'll look that up because what I'm thinking is I'm just trying to figure out where I was at because, all right, so at any rate, I know.
You might have been in grad school.
Well, I was in grad school. If Piper was there or not. No, because Piper doesn't come till 2013 anyways. But yeah, you were pregnant. So, but just though.
I might not have even been pregnant at that. We'll see.
Well, it doesn't matter because it might have been 2013 too. Like we had kids, babies, pregnancies, school. I was at home a lot.
It says January 7th, 2013. So it happened right before Piper was born.
Okay. So anyways, whatever. I want to go back to that time because I want to revisit the original Scandival.
Oh, with Kristen.
When Ariana first comes into the picture, because I want to. Yeah, it's easy to sit there and go, Kristen was crazy, and yeah, crazy is fucking Lou, no doubt about it. But I just want to go back and see what is he.
Oh, it's practically scripted. the things that he was saying about Kristen and trying to make her the crazy one. And the thing about it was with Kristen, it worked. I wonder if he was thinking, "Oh, I can get the audience to hate or to do the same thing to
I
Ariana as
think
they did Kristen."
I think it would be hard to go back and watch this from the beginning and not pick up on just all
Oh,
of
yeah,
the
I will be watching it
um
from a whole different lens.
just just fuck that guy. Anyways,
Okay. Okay, anyway, we do get back to the Airbnb where the guided meditation did. Well, because he sits down with the um, meditation lady and she's like, "Is there anything you'd like to
yeah.
discuss or go over?"
Did she
And
do the same interview with everybody?
I don't know. She's never been on the show before.
Well, but that's what I mean. It's like
I'm
Why
sure.
does Tom get? Oh, because he brought her out, right? Like,
Well, yeah, she probably wants to know, why am I here?
mm-hmm.
Basically, especially with the cameras being
Oh
there.
yeah, he's probably like, well, because I got a email from the producers saying that I'm inviting a guru.
Well, and what was it on the after show that he said that he wasn't expecting it to? Oh no, it was on his podcast. That's the only
Mm.
Vanderpump Rules podcast I watched, because by this time, pre our podcast, I would have listened to anything that's already come out.
Mm.
I would have been on the, you know, groups or whatever. But I sound really uninformed because I haven't listened. But I did watch his podcast, and he said he wasn't expecting to get that deep
Mm-hmm.
of a question, or like, look, pretend it's the last time you're going to see each other. And oh god, Billy Lee's on there and she's like, "I thought that was really cool." And she's like, "It helped you get," but anyway, it
Mm.
doesn't matter. But Tom said, and what we saw filmed, I don't know how many takes they take. I don't know. But what did he just basically said the friend group was kind of torn,
Um.
or it doesn't.
Well, nobody. I think, did I write down? I kind of think.
But did you notice
Oh.
he was dressed like a
Oh
mime?
yeah. Oh yeah. No, he was worried about the group dynamic because basically they hated him. He said they hate me.
Yeah. And oh,
Cause,
we
but
get
because he did explain, he's like, well, I had an affair, and like he tells her, like, but like still he doesn't take any, like,
I wonder what she was
mm,
thinking, because she probably Googled him at
mm.
least. If she didn't already know about Scandival, she probably looked him up knowing
She
she's.
didn't show up not knowing she was going to be on television.
Well, no, obviously, because
Yeah.
you have to
Mm.
sign a bunch of waivers, but like sitting there and having to, you know,
Mm.
can you go a little deeper? But anyway,
Yeah.
no, but they keep showing. Okay, so they all kind of trickle in,
Mm-hmm.
and then like they keep showing Graham, and I'm like, is Graham California sober now? Because he does not seem like a behaviorally bad
I
dog. He's
can
such
I.
a sweet dog.
He's a sweet dog, but can I just? Are they so hard up for um James and Allie to have some sort of
That's
storyline?
what I was thinking
It's
by the.
just like we're gonna make a big deal about the fucking dog. Like what else can we do? Like, James isn't getting crazy and wild out
Yeah,
there yet. But I mean, is he?
he hasn't had anything to get crazy and wild.
I don't know. I guess, does he want to?
I don't
My
know.
vibe from James is that he's not even feeling, like, he's just not feeling it, man. Like he's just like,
Well, I think he's having a lot of success. in
Well,
sobriety, you know, like on his own, not
well,
on the,
that
not associated with the show.
that's what I mean. I'm wondering is like, you know, and I think even in Ariana is another one too, right? Where it's like sometimes in some ways they've kind of outgrown the show, right?
But James is always going to be entertaining to me. Like even if they just use him for confessionals, he's hilarious. That's what I love about James.
I just remember seeing him on the after show and he was just sitting there fucking bouncing around like a goddamn, like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be doing this.
But Brock eventually joins. He's in a great mood, and Sheena is visibly annoyed. He does.
Oh yeah, that's what I know. Like, she was pissed. I didn't know if it was about Brock or about Tom, but
well, I think she was getting anxiety when that meditation lady said, "And then we'll have you get into groups or pairs, or you know." And then and Brock, I don't think was there quite yet, and she was like looking around, and she saw Sandoval right next to her, and she's like, "I know how production works." Yeah. They're sitting there, you know. I think did you see that ding ding ding? Okay, because I noticed it. And
oh yeah, you know, and of course she's already dreading this because she knows that
she's Ariana's good. She's
Ariana till I die.
Yeah.
You know,
and that was her biggest misstep, is being like hashtag Team Ariana, and like it just completely cutting Sandoval out publicly, and that just taking a stance like that was her. If she was gonna, because if she hadn't done that, I don't know what.
I think it would have been around maybe our first episode, maybe our second episode, and I remember saying that you were Sheena.
Oh yeah. I have said that. It annoys the shit out of me.
But and not in a bad way. But what I mean is like
I am self-aware.
I'm not. Yeah, I mean like you say your truth in that moment, right? Like you don't hold back. And if in another moment you feel differently, you'll say that truth too.
And it could be polar opposite only 5 minutes later.
You know, but it's like, it might be hard to follow sometimes. As your husband, I'm willing, you know, I'm.
You're really good though.
But what I'm saying is like, I don't ever have to wonder if you're full of shit. You know what I mean? Like if you're feeling something, you're feeling it. Like I know it. Like it might be completely different than what you were feeling before, but I don't doubt that you're not feeling what you're feeling right there.
In that very moment. Yeah.
And I think in that way, Sheena is sort of the same way, right? Like, because in that moment, she wants to have Ariana's back.
Yeah.
And then she's got to go look at Tom, and she wants to have Tom's back.
Yeah.
You know, and the only one that's telling her that there's a line in the sand is Ariana.
And who's coming off as a better friend in these moments? Tom. Like, and Sheena is, we see her texting and calling Ariana. Now, that might be just editing, but we haven't seen Ariana reach out to Sheena and be like, hey, are you having a good time? Or anything. But I mean, it doesn't mean it didn't happen. I would hope she did, because it feels like she's expecting Sheena to be a better friend to her than she's to Sheena. She's
like, no, well, I guess we'll talk about that later when we get to the call, because I got some things to say about that.
Oh, me too. But anyway, they're doing the meditation and they're like thinking about, and then this like montage of Tom's life goes through. And
I remember. God, oh yeah, that's what it was. Tom's bad trip.
Tom's bad trip.
But then I remember they put the fake tears in Lisa's house up against the window.
Yeah,
that was, and I think that's the moment when I fucking decided, I hate this motherfucker.
Well, because he couldn't produce tears sitting there looking at her, so he had to stand up and go to that window.
I know
where
why
the
he
camera...
did it.
No, I'm just explaining to the audience which scene you're talking about. And I knew right away when he got up that he was gonna do that because he wasn't able to. He had to get away from the camera angle.
Oh yeah.
And then he puts his arm up and stands against that window or the wall window, whatever, and then just starts shuddering, but like not real crying even. It was more voice crying.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Our kids fucking fake cry better than him. Well, Piper will produce tears. So they're talking about when they go into the meditation, she's like, oh, we're going to let go of labels, right? And this is sort of the whole theme of the sort of the narrative, right? And specifically for Sheena, I think, right?
Yeah.
Well, and I think part of it just kind of reforming the whole dynamic, right? Because
starting with.
Yeah. And.
Yeah.
Okay, Ariana, I understand that you're upset, but we got a show to do and you don't get to be the fucking ice queen, right? Like, you're going to have to let go of your own label and fucking either play ball or, whatever.
Move on, you know, and that's fine, but...
And Sheena can't be pigeonholed into this, or Sheena and Lala are going to get pigeonholed in these people that they're supposed to be having Ariana's back. They're supposed to be, and...
Well, and I don't know how Ariana thinks she's coming off, but, after we record, I always go and catch up, and she's not coming off well with the fans. A lot of fans are sick of... Well, and I love Ariana. She was always my favorite female character on this show. But I don't like her on this show anymore. And that might change things might turn around. We might see, hopefully, like, time will heal her wounds too, and she will be able to at least forgive Sheena for taking him back. And I don't know, the way they were talking on the after show, Lala and Sheena sounded kind of, I don't know, like, not happy about Ariana's disposition. They weren't even kind of nice. But, they were. Well, anyway, let's talk.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that they're just pointing out that maybe Ariana's being a little harsh.
Yeah.
And being a little unfair to her friends.
Right.
They've all, yes, she can at least acknowledge that, they were a close group, and that dynamic, the band's broken. They broke up the band.
And then they have to partner up, and Sheena is with Tom. Shocking.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll get to that. But when I saw that Tom Schwartz and Lala were together, I would have liked to have seen an extended version where we got to see a little more of their bonding.
Mm-hmm.
Because in the Everyone Hates Tom episode, Tom Schwartz talked about how it was a really great experience with he and Lala, and they're still to this day in a good... I like seeing new relationships form, and I could see those two being friends.
Oh yeah. Well,
but anyway, the Sheena and Tom part, like, and I like how that meditation lady, she's like, is everyone okay? And then and she could probably see that Sheena was not okay. And she's like, are we sure, is everyone? And Sheena gets up. She goes, I still fucking hate you. And then she runs in. Oh, well, that broke my heart. I was like, Ariana, And then when Brock got up immediately and went to talk to her, and I loved, well, because she was mad. She's like, you should have come with us. And he's like, it's not couples therapy. You need this.
Yeah.
And he knows that, I don't know if he's gone through therapy or what, but he's obviously recognizing that you have to push through pain sometimes to get to the
Well, yeah, because
she
wants Brock to be her buffer between her and Tom.
Maybe. I guess I hadn't thought of that.
And that way she doesn't have to betray Ariana.
Yeah.
But when she's got to face Tom, she knows she's powerless. Essentially.
Yeah. Or she's afraid of it, or yeah.
Well, but I mean,
well,
the thing is, because just like the money thing, this is just sort of that same fucking thing. Like, I'm gonna force you into this relationship with me.
And another way that Sheena and I are a lot alike is we are hyper aware of how or what we think other people are seeing or hating or gonna pick apart in us. And she unfortunately has been picked apart online, and so she knows that anything and everything she says, Ariana or the fans or whoever, they're going to be hyper fixated on it.
Right.
Like, she can't even say something positive because the part where the mediation specialist asks you to say something positive gets cut out, and it just looks like she's being nice. I don't know if that actually happened, but you never know with editing. But
we'll see. Now everybody has to question the whole editing, right?
Right. But I feel and that's why Sheena never lets any cracks in her perfect life show. And that was another thing, like when she's been so annoyed with Brock visibly, I'm wondering if anything's happening behind closed doors, or if like, but I think a lot of pressure is being put on her about this Scandival thing now too, especially with cameras back up and but I just, and then but anyway, they have to look at each other, and the meditation lady, I don't know, what do you call her? Leader?
Yes, the meditation leader. She's the yoga instructor.
Yeah. But did they do yoga?
No, because they talked about that, and he was explaining the situation. She's like, well, we won't do yoga then. We'll do more of a sitting meditation thing.
So she just kind of... But anyway, she says, now I want you to pretend this is the last time you're ever going to see this person. And my gosh. Yeah, if I'm already emotional, that's really going to get me. It got me for Sheena in that moment. I'm like, but for Sheena to cry that hard it shows that I think she truly is. Like, this isn't for the cameras. Not on her part. And then Tom had some tears, and he didn't even have to use menthol or anything to get them.
See, I totally missed the tears.
You did? There was a tear coming down his face. It was a narrow one. It was like I don't know. You'll have to go rewatch it. But yeah, he had a tear. But everybody was watching. Did you see that everybody else was watching Tom and Sheena? And then even Brock swiping away tears. And I just wrote down, oh, I love the way he loves her. I do. He knew exactly what she needed. Because I think Brock is becoming my favorite character in this whole thing because yeah, he doesn't have a dog in the fight, so he's the one I would listen to. Just because he's not afraid to tell Sandoval his why he's upset with him. And I think everyone should decide whether they want to forgive and hang out with Sandoval on their own terms.
Right.
And for me, I mean, if we have a 15-year friendship and he isn't giving me ultimatums and whatnot, but I don't know. I'm not in that boat, I guess. I don't know who I would choose. It's so hard, and that's why I hate that they're doing that.
Well, and if the shoe was on the other foot, if Ariana was cheating on Tom, and maybe Tom would feel a little differently about, the whole ultimatum thing. You might be telling, fuck you, Schwartz. Don't go over there and talk to Ariana.
Yeah.
So, I mean, who knows, right? Like, right now, he just wants back in.
Yeah, but, we'll see. We'll see what happens when because I'm thinking he'll get back in with everyone except for Ariana and Katie, because
he's back in with you.
No, he's not yet, but it's only season 6 or episode 6. But for the reason that I just want them all to have
to be clear,
back. I don't have I can't look at him I don't look at him the same way at all, but I'm starting to feel he's starting to feel more human to me. I was never a keyboard warrior. In my head I was, but I don't have it in me to type it out and press send. But I appreciate the people who do, because they were entertaining the shit out of me when this was happening. And but now I'm coming back to reality, and I'm like, okay, he's still a person, but it's when he does, it's that word, but he needs to replace from his vocabulary, because there might be an apology, but he always adds, or they were mean to me.
Yeah, there's never a wholehearted just I fucked up.
Nope, not yet. But I guess, when was it last week? What did he did take he said, I'm sorry I downplayed our friend. Was that what he apologized for? Downplaying James with DJ James Kennedy?
I can't remember what he was saying there.
Yeah, it was whatever.
Yeah.
What do you got next?
I
know I have Sheena and Lala talking, but I don't have anything.
Sheena and Lala.
Because again, I thought we were doing a
watch. Sends another text.
Oh, yeah.
But this is where Lala is starting to kind of be like, hey, Ariana's not really doing right by you. You know what I mean?
Well, she's still crying, right?
Yeah, and Ariana never responded to her.
Yeah.
Or she responded something really short.
Is this where Ariana's like, I'm sick of, or every time I express even how hard it is, I'm just met with she
Sheena.
puts it off, or
Mm, well,
Ariana, she's not validating her feelings.
yeah, she's just like, well, you know, he's an awful person, and
Mm-hmm.
why can't you see that? Like,
Yeah, and
right? Because yeah, then I can't. So yeah, I just know that at this point, Lala kind of switches up, and she's just kind of like, wait a second, like she's kind of seeing what Sheena's going through, her conflict, and she's like, Ariana's really the one that's creating this conflict for Sheena,
right.
right? And so she can't blame Tom in this case
No,
because Lala, I mean, I think honestly does not give a fuck about the cheating. This doesn't like. She's like, yeah, that happened. That sucks. But she's not going to hold it. She doesn't seem
well,
like.
because she doesn't have a leg to
Well,
stand on,
exactly.
and
But that's
that's.
what I mean.
But at least she's real enough
So
to.
she's also able to kind of step back from Ariana's perspective too, right? And just kind of being like, well, she's out because I can tell that Lala is looking out for Sheena, right? Like that's basically what it comes down to. She's.
At this point, because Lala, it's like she comes off real tough,
Mm-hmm,
but she will also be a mama bear if somebody is being, if she sees somebody who needs that. Like in the after show when she said she was surprised when she saw Sheena coming to her aid, because she's usually the one that's always fighting other people's battles.
mm-hmm,
Nobody ever steps in to help her fight. But yeah, she does stick up for the
yeah.
person. So yeah,
Well,
I can, because I don't remember her and Sheena being like super tight before this, because Lala's always like, she, I guess, yeah, she and Kate, yeah, I guess there were some, but whenever I think of her, I think of her and James too, so,
mm-hmm.
but it's not always that, I guess. But I think, yeah, but she would have the most unbiased, I think, out of all the, because Katie's
Yeah.
obviously gonna stand on Ariana's side. She hates Tom.
Mm-hmm.
She's just excited somebody else hates Tom now.
Yeah. Well,
Uh,
I'm with Katie, so Um. Uh. So
Speaking
yeah,
of,
yeah. So they go. So Katie and Ariana finally going to eat that lunch that she had brought in like a long time before. It's like, oh, okay. But and so they're talking about Sheena,
yeah,
and
so she
and
acknowledged the text.
yeah. So I think she did text something back really short, like that sucks or something like that, right? But anyways, Ariana doubles down, right? She's like, well, she just gotta. She's like, what'd she say? This is not a like not some big dramatic moment. It's just her going down her path, and um, like she's like she's like I want to be around people, that I feel safe around.
Fair enough,
Yeah, fair
but
enough. So I mean, that's why I'm kind of like, well, then your path is probably should just.
the thing is, Sheena would be safe to be around.
Yeah.
She should trust that Sheena isn't going to be talking shit about her, and if she's hanging out with Sandoval on a friendly basis,
Mm-hmm.
it's because they have a friendship. It isn't to do anything nefarious towards Ariana. She should trust her friend.
Yeah.
And this is where I started getting upset. Like, more upset. Well, and then it escalates, but we can it gets worse. But I guess Katie went on that date.
Yeah, I didn't. I guess I didn't.
She is with that guy from Emo Night.
Mm-hmm.
Did you watch? You don't remember seeing that?
Uh,
Like they did a flashback because they must have filmed the date, but they
mm,
didn't want to air the
right.
whole thing. And
'Cause
the
he
dude
didn't.
didn't know what penne was, and she's like holding his feet to the her checklist must be like impenetrable. Like she's never no man's ever gonna
Well, yeah, like
like
that's not something that's just like, oh, ha ha ha, that's kind of funny. Like,
you don't know penne noodles? Well, big deal. Like I'll show you. That would
mm,
have been a perfect
no.
way to be like, well, maybe I'll have to cook you dinner sometime. You know?
Well, yeah, and just kind of
Just be
like,
a little flirty and fun.
yeah, you've never. Well, then there's probably bigger issues than the penny. Probably.
And the dude probably knows exactly what penne is. He just doesn't know what it's called. Or you know what
Right.
I mean?
Yeah, if you showed it to him, he'd be like, oh yeah, that
Oh
shit.
yeah, I've had that. Mom puts that in her ziti bake at home all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he's from. I don't know why I gave him an accent. I don't know what the dude sounds like. But he was a nice looking guy and he was into her, but it's Katie. I'm gonna start calling her emo Katie. Like she instead of tequila, she's just. I wish because I like her stance on so many things, but she's just so cold and she just really does. She never seems happy. I don't know if she ever has.
Well,
She's always angry.
well, I mean, I totally get like that whole like sort of emo kind of Tori Amos kind of what's that other chick Fiona Apple kind of
Oh, I was gonna say Alanis.
Alanis Morissette kind of like
I don't know.
just pissed off and
Courtney Love.
yeah, that kind of she's it's like okay, you're edgy, gotcha.
No, but I just thought it's just Penne. Show him. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's those little round or little tubular.
Yeah, it's like too bad you had to like throw this poor bastard onto the show for 5 seconds to humiliate him, and then
Well, because she says, and I relate, like she doesn't want another Schwartz, but just because he doesn't know how to, or what kind of pot. I mean, a lot of bachelors probably don't know. Okay, and then anyway, we're done with that. Thank God.
yeah.
And we're on the gondola, and immediately I have altitude sickness because once you experience altitude sickness, you never want to go high up in the air ever again, especially for 3 days straight. I thought I would acclimate a lot faster. I don't know how long those people have to be up 7,000 feet above sea level before they're okay with it.
Yeah, well, I don't know because I don't think I've ever gotten altitude sickness.
I never have either. And you'd think living in Montana, how high up? What was the elevation in Lincoln where we lived? It wasn't low.
Lincoln was, I think, about 4,500 feet.
Yeah, that sounds kind of high up.
Yeah, I mean it's high up. I mean, and then
But Megan and I were almost 8,000 feet above sea level.
So you would have been, so your mountain.
Yeah.
You would have been at the top of there.
Oh, I know. We were high up in the sky. I was looking out the window and
But that
I
peak's
started
about 8,000 feet.
No. It goes higher.
No, I'm talking about your mountain.
Oh, my mountain. Yeah, I miss
That's
mine.
where your hotel would have been. Sitting right
that
there.
high up, yeah. No, and then we were on the 4th floor because I picked the top floor, thinking, "Oh, what a beautiful view!"
I think once
and
you're
I
that
started
high up,
getting dizzy
yeah.
just looking out the window. I was, and so Megan, I go, "Do you mind if we close the blinds?" And she's like, "No, I was gonna ask you the same thing." Oh,
Yeah.
it was bad. I couldn't believe it, but yeah, that's what I thought at first on the gondola. But quite a bit happened in the gondola. First thing the first thing that I noticed,
Mm-hmm.
well, let's see. I said Brock's side eye towards Sandoval is priceless. But why was he giving him the side eye?
I don't know. That's not in my notes at all.
Well, I know that he was.
Why do people give people side eyes? I don't know.
think he was pissed because of the rumor that he said that Sandoval's team put out.
Right.
Remember? And then Tom is yapping. He's arguing with Brock. And I'm like, Brock must be a pretty decent guy because he could snap Sandoval like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like that. And he's just talking pretty calm. I mean, he's getting a little heated, but he's not. And he's like,
I don't know. I feel like that thing could be a ticking time bomb.
well, yeah, but Brock still in present day hasn't cold cocked the guy.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
oh no, I don't think it. No, I don't. I don't think there's ever going to be like cold cocking. I'm just saying I don't think that's
no, but if
fight that's gonna. No, I don't think that.
Tom is obviously the kind of guy that hasn't been punched enough in his life.
Yeah.
Because he needs to shut the fuck up. Someone's not gonna take it. Somebody the size of Brock isn't going to be in a friend group. He's not gonna give a shit who you think you are. And he's gonna land. Maybe he has. Maybe we just. No, I think TMZ would have picked that up right away. I would.
Yeah, I doubt. Yeah, you would have heard that. Maybe get him some celebrity boxing or something. You know, like Mike Tyson is gonna fight one of those Paul dudes. Logan Paul.
Is?
Yeah.
Is there Jake and Logan?
Jake.
Are they twins?
I don't know if they're twins
or just brothers.
I don't know. I think they're just brothers.
Okay.
I don't know anything about them other than that they make Prime. That's what I know. But one of them's in wrestling and the other one's a boxer. Mm-hmm. Whichever one's a boxer is going to fight Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson? How old is he?
Oh, fuck. He's got to be 60.
At least, yeah, because my dad is 71. And he was watching Mike Tyson when he was in his late 20s. Early 30s.
Tyson would have been, I think, 18 around 85, 86. He would have been 18 years old. So.
Wow.
But anyways, that's happening. But anyways, I would like to see Sandoval in the fucking ring with Mike Tyson. That's what I would like to see. I'd like to get in the ring with fucking Sandoval. Knock the shit out of him.
You'd like to get in the ring with Sandoval?
Oh, yeah. My brother's sending us some punch mitts.
What?
My brother's sending us some punch mitts.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Texted me today.
Thanks, Eric, if you listen to this. I can't imagine Eric listening to Vanderpump Rules content. But if you are, thanks for the mitts.
Well, yeah, but he was talking about, he went to Polson and he's thinking about maybe coaching boxing again.
He would be a really great mentor in that, or like a good coach.
Well, because I
could see that.
Because I watched a fight Saturday night, and it was a really good fight. Like one of them that I've seen in a long time. One of the best fights I've seen in a long time. And I was pumped up for boxing again. Yeah. So anyways, now I'm pumped up to box Sandoval's freaking ears in.
Okay, So, do you have anything about the gondola?
I'm just trying to think if there's anything else. There's something. There must have been something with Schwartz and Lala because I was asking if Schwartz is falling in love with Lala, or is that just like his personality?
No, I think he was just like I think he's just surprised that they're on such good terms, actually. No, I don't think I don't think he's no. That wasn't Schwartz being puppy dog eyes about it.
Oh yeah, no, that I did have some notes on that because Tom was talking, and in typical Tom fashion, he's like, well, Tom and Rachel, he was saying how, just trying to explain how him and Rachel didn't intentionally hurt anyone. So if anyone was hurt, just know that Tom isn't really concerned with the unintended consequences of his actions. So it's kind of up to you to accept it and just get over it. You know, we didn't mean to hurt you. Fuck you if you were. And Brock actually, in the confessional was like, oh yeah, so there's like, he's like, so Sandoval is kind of like there's 10% accountability and 90% blame.
Yeah, I remembered that too.
Yeah. So, and then that's when he kind of starts.
I was like, Brock's math is pretty right on.
Mm-hmm. And of course, Tom's, there's no evidence.
That his PR team.
Not that didn't happen. That there's no evidence.
Yeah, no,
you ain't got nothing on me.
Well, on his podcast, he's like, and how would that have benefited me anyway? And I'm like, it would have taken heat off of you. Do you not listen when people are talking to you?
Well, he does say that because he's like, he'll take a polygraph.
He'll take a polygraph. But the thing is, if you believe something, it isn't a lie.
Okay, but I don't think but I don't know, but hold on, because we can't really, but in the after show, Ariana's talking about it. And did you believe her?
What?
She was talking about how this might have happened.
How what? Oh, how the rumor?
Yeah.
Did I believe Ariana?
What she was saying? Oh, how it might have just been, some publicists got together and decided to stir some shit up because,
I mean, that sounds more likely than... Because she said that she called the way that she knew that Tom put it out there. Remember, I think it was Sheena. She said that the way she knew is she called her publicist, who was Tom's ex-publicist, and said that his team put it out. Like, it wasn't alleged.
Okay, but I
don't know.
But I get, and then...
I guess I wasn't paying super close. I was watching the other show, but...
So, who works for who?
I don't even know any of this because we don't see their employees. Anne was the first time, and that's because no one was filming.
Yeah, but I mean, does Tom work for the publicist, or does the publicist work for Tom?
Well, the publicist is getting paid by Tom, but he probably had at that time they probably had a crisis team. And Tom wasn't in charge of what was going out so much. And anyway, he would have been fine with that. He would have been like, yeah, run it. Get the heat off me. But make it so it's a rumor or something. Like, he probably, you know what I mean?
I'm just saying that.
But anybody can call these publications and allege something, don't you think? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know how.
I remember when it was a storyline because it seemed totally possible. If Tom, this man that I watched for 9 years, was capable of doing that, I never would have guessed it. So the thought of Brock, this guy who'd been on my screen for like 9 minutes all together, of course he could have done it. That was in my mind. And now when I see him with Sheena, I really don't think he would have done that.
No, I think he was
I
genuinely
I
pissed
think he
about
was
it.
a scapegoat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because when he goes, because do they get back to the B&B or wherever he storms it? He's like, I need a beer.
Well, yeah, well, they're at the top of the mountain overlooking the lake.
Oh yeah, then he goes in. He's like, I need a beer.
Well, yeah, because Brock goes and talks to Sheena and kind of explains it, and then he goes and gets a beer, but he gets a Bud Light, and so I lost respect for Brock for that.
Hey,
Bud Light is piss.
Yeah, but you drink that dark stuff that I can't even.
And
swallow.
and I'm not, and don't misunderstand me. I'm totally for Bud Light, and is it Dylan?
Travis.
No, well, whoever, they had the whole thing with the trans YouTuber, TikToker or something.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, I don't care. I love trans people. Trans people are okay with me. Bud Light fucking sucks.
Yeah, he doesn't like. What are they, domestic or no? What, the watery beers? The ones that I can
shitty
stomach.
Beer, just shitty beer that doesn't actually count as beer.
And I can't swallow the stuff you
like. Lager. Anyways.
Yep.
So anyways, that happened. Oh, and then
so
that's when
we gotta deduct a point from Brock's good standings because okay, you go ahead and I will add one.
Is this where Sheena is dealing with the fallout from her photo with Tom?
Yeah, I remember that photo in real time because it was on Reddit. And
did it blow the internet up?
Yeah, and it was just a fan that saw all of them out in Tahoe and was like, hey, can you get a picture? And it's like, and that's why I say she is so aware of, and I would be the same way, and I have a really thin skin. That's why I would never be able to do reality television, but because I would be looking at what people were saying too. But like, it's really sad. I feel like it was really sad that she was going through all of that because it's just over a friendship. But
well, yeah, because Lala asks Sheena too. She's like, "Has Ariana stuck up for you at all?"
Well, no,
or is that the next day?
It might be the next day, but anyway, they're gonna be going on a boat ride. Oh my god, going on that boat on that lake would be bomb.com. I'm not kidding. I wouldn't want to get off. It was so nice. And it was beautiful. And I bet the water was just refreshing. It was probably a little cold, but like a refreshing. That's what Tom Sandoval said it was. It was just refreshing. Because like you say that Flathead could give Tahoe a run for its money. And I think it could, except this is where Tahoe would have it trumped for me, is I would actually be able to swim temperature-wise in that water, I think, because Flathead stays so cold.
You swam in Flathead before. It was pretty warm.
For about 2 minutes.
No, that day, that last time we were out there, we took our family photo.
Oh, no. Yeah, okay, that was a good family photo.
But that water was piss warm.
Not to me.
Yeah, no, that was...
Yeah, but you're used to Flathead Lake. I'm used to, which one was I? Fort Peck.
Fort Peck. Well, I was used to the Blackfoot River, and that was freezing all the time. Of course,
Yeah.
I take the kids down to the river and
Brr.
would,
Even in August, you can't do.
well, yeah, the weather. I mean, it would get to be 70, 75 degrees outside, and the kids were jumping in the water, and I was like, well, I mean, the water's not going to get any warmer. Like that water's going to be ice cold year round. The only thing that's going to change is the air around the water, right? So
yeah, that's true. It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't warm up. But it's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I really would like to save up and go to not Flathead, but
So
what is it?
Tahoe.
Tahoe. Thank you. Couldn't get
All right,
that.
so they're on the boat. They're doing some drinking and swimming. Cut to the interview portion of the show, where Ariana and
Oh God, back in LA, and what I thought. Yeah, you know why I got so mad when this happened? Because I know it's all bullshit. The place isn't even open yet.
Yeah, it's not gonna be open.
So these people that they interviewed, are they sitting there holding their breath still? Are they gonna call me for a fucking job because they've been waiting about a year?
Oh no, Mr. Pickle Tie is probably still working at Costco or wherever he said he was working at.
Yeah, that's right.
Actually, it wasn't Costco. He was like a
Mr. Pickle Tie.
No, I think he was working at a hotel or something like that.
I don't remember, but I do remember his big deal.
Mm-hmm. I'd wear that tie.
But it did
shit out of that tie.
I would too.
I'd wear it for you.
I know you would. Yeah, for Christmas I got all dill pickle, everything you could think of, and it was my favorite Christmas ever, gift wise. But anyway, it turns out that this scene didn't suck so bad, but only because we're visited by Sheena in Tahoe. But it just makes the way Tom is making you mad. Something about her is making me mad because, like I said, it's too manufactured at this point. Unless they open, I'm gonna get mad every time we have to have something about her, taste testing, interview. Yeah, and why would they be interviewing for help when they weren't? I'm so confused by this interview. Except for it's a reason to do a scene.
Yeah, it's totally production. That
lady they brought, Chef Penny, she was the same chef from last season.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what they need a chef to help make sandwiches.
Because look at that fancy bread that they're going to be making their sandwiches on.
Oh, she might be making the bread. Who knows? But
anyways, Sheena calls Ariana.
I know. And this is where can I tell you what my problem is, and then I'll just let you go talk about.
No, you go ahead. Let's see if you cover what I thought.
I think that Ariana is being abusive. Does she even? And I think that she's expecting Sheena to be a better friend to her than she needs to be to Sheena.
Mm-hmm.
Because Tom isn't saying it's either me or Ariana. And I don't know, does Ariana even know the problem she's having with Summer Moon? Does she check in on Sheena? All I know is she's seeing her cry right now.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, wow, that must suck.
Yeah,
I'm like, what a bitch. And I was so mad in this because Ariana, yeah, I get it. You don't want to be around Tom, fine. But don't, it's mentally abusive what she's doing to Sheena.
Yeah.
All Sheena needs is, okay, I get it. I get it. As long as you're not going to talk, as long as my name doesn't come up in your conversations, I trust you. You're my friend. I trust you.
Yeah, I think the ultimatum is a really, really shitty thing.
I was so mad.
But, because she tells her too, like really in this sort of really condescending way
That's
that
why.
well, I'm looking out for you. You know, he's a bad guy, and I'm just looking out for you. So that's why I got to keep this ultimatum in place because you're gonna stick with me, and
He's
I'm
gonna
gonna
screw
protect.
you over.
Yeah, he's gonna screw you over too, and I'm gonna protect you from Tom. Even
Oh.
yeah, I think that she is.
But if a friend is calling me sobbing,
Yeah, that's not an equal friendship.
no.
Not at all.
Especially when Ariana knows she has the power to stop that. She could stop Sheena's tears like that.
Yeah.
Just as easily as Brock could snap Tom's neck, she could stop Sheena's tears. And that's where I have a problem with Ariana so far. Like, and is because it is becoming an ultimatum.
Yeah.
And she says, I'm not giving anyone an ultimatum, but you are. If you want to be friends with me, I get, like, again, I get her not wanting to be around him. And that's why she and Katie are friends now.
Yeah.
They have a very convenient friendship. Because
they got a
have
mutual enemy.
The enemy, or what is it? The enemy of my enemy is my friend. Yeah.
All right. Well, then we go to Tom and Lala.
Yeah, this is all you, babe, because I didn't take any more notes.
Well, here's what I said. So,
who are we at?
Tom talks shit about Lala being fake, and so Lala is calling him out.
Oh, wait, that's on the boat.
Yeah, that's where Sheena called Ariana from.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I was thinking okay, go on.
Sheena had went to the top side of the boat, right when the very top.
That's right.
That call.
I was thinking in the area.
So yeah, so Tom starts talking shit about Lala being fake. Lala's like, "How can you sit there? You sat there and called me fake, and knowing that you were fucking Rachel."
I thought she was very clear with why she needed an because I was before that I was like, why does Lala need an apology? And then she laid it out. Okay.
And then Tom in this case Tom's totally, about 3% to 97% on the accountability rate. Because he just apparently does not fucking
blame
like
scale.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then
but then Sheena is actually the one that kind of mediates that whole situation.
Yeah,
and she's like,
because Lala got how I get in a fight sometimes. Like, if I'm really passionate about what I want to say to somebody, I can't. My words just stop. I don't make any sense. And that's how heated she was. And she's like, I gotta get away from you. And she walks out. And I mean, yeah, for Sheena to come in, and she kind of got in Sandoval's face a little bit and told, and I was like, this is great. I like Sheena and Lala as a duo. I've never really seen them as close friends before, but now they're neighbors. So
well, and I think the fact that because of Lala's history, Tom finally understands that she's not necessarily judging him as harshly about the affair as everybody else is, right? As soon as he realized, okay, you're not pissed off at me for cheating on Ariana. You're just pissed off at me about,
what I actually did to you.
What I did to you. And then he was like, okay, yeah, I can understand that, right?
Because devil's advocate, yeah, if I were Tom, I'd get sick of apologizing to other people for something Ariana. I did to somebody else. Yeah. And also my friend group. I think I would owe the friend group an apology for shattering it and being a jerk. But he isn't wrong when he says people made bank off Scandoval. I don't like him at all. I don't like the way he handles it, but yeah, it probably does get frustrating after a while apologizing to a bunch of people you don't feel you did wrong to.
Yeah.
And yeah, they did make a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it was on their podcast or...
Well, Lala is the one that ends up pointing that out towards the end too, right? When she's like,
yeah. Well,
Ariana's not, you know, and it kind of goes back to what Lisa was saying, you know, if Ariana wasn't living her best life, like I would have a little bit more sympathy for her, right? But like, it's not like she's necessarily crushed. At the same time, I don't care because I'm I I'm glad that Ariana's doing well, and it's not just that Tom fucked over Ariana. I just look at him and I know that he's the kind of guy that's gonna go fuck over the next one. He was gonna fuck over Rachel. Rachel realized that, right?
Yeah, because she was in a...
She realized that she was going to be the next person to get fucked over in Tom's world.
Well, she was in a very safe place when she was cutting him off, too. You know, like, she was in a place where he couldn't get to her. Not that he would have physically hurt her, but she was in a place where he can't get through the doors because it's a hospital, or, you know, whatever it was. But and that's another thing I have I take a little bit of umbrage with Ariana, is she's aware of how long Sandoval and Sheena have been friends. And that it wasn't just a surface level friendship. It was like friends. And she still won't let her off the hook. If it were anyone else, I could see her maybe being like, yeah. I don't know. She just doesn't have to be so cold and mean. And I don't. And if you're not going to participate, then I don't know. Because when she's able to be with Sandoval, she can have fun. Yeah. But Ariana, she's constantly worried about, she's walking on eggshells in that friendship. And I'm really disappointed in Ariana, because if it had been anyone else, like if Sandoval had been towards someone else, she would be the logical one, she and Brock. Like, I think that she would have forgiven Tom by now. If say he were with, I don't know, Katie for 9 years. Yeah. And then cheated on her with Rachel. Like, I would think that Ariana would be talking shit about Katie for, like, why she needs to let you off that's what I think, because Ariana used to always be on the right side of things, and so but this has been done to her. Yeah. But just seeing Sheena in the state that she's in as a close friend, there's no way I could keep her. That, I don't know. It just, whatever. I'm sorry. That's how I feel right now. Yeah. I'm angry at Ariana on Sheena's behalf.
Yeah, and I think that's I think that's kind of the big sort of Sheena gets the star in this episode, right? Like this is Sheena's episode.
I don't know if she liked it.
Except for we end up with drunk Brock and Schwartz talking about the pig farmer's daughter.
Oh my God. But like, Schwartz actually said some sweet things about Katie. And Brock goes, so is a love story? Like, he was so confused. And Schwartz, he kills me. And Schwartz is like, well, it had its moments. And then he talked, about first loves. And or when Brock's like, I remember my first love. It was the pig farmer's daughter. Oh, I don't know why, but I was laughing so hard. I've heard that before. I can't remember if it was on the last season's reunion, or an interview that he did. but he has mentioned that before, but it was just so, it caught me off guard. And there was an aura around her, a yellow aura. And then Schwartz was like, or he's like, was there an aura around Katie? And he's like, yeah, but I don't think it was yellow. Why was
what
that
did he say?
so
What did he say? It
funny?
was like it was a different colored aura.
Yeah, different colored. But yeah, I just went, I don't know why it's so funny. I think, and then his accent also is funny too. But in the after show, because it was Lala, James, oh no, who was it when Brock was talking about the pig farmer's daughter?
Was he with
He was
Schwartz?
talking to James, and he's like, you never had that? And James starts laughing. He's like, no, we didn't have farms where I grew up. There weren't farms where I can't do accents, so I'm not gonna, but it's just funny. I love Brock.
I got a farmer's daughter.
No, you don't.
What are you?
You have a restaurant owner's daughter.
Well, there's a farm now. I mean, he might not.
Oh yeah, they own
farming
a
it.
little bit of land.
The wheat farmer's daughter.
Wheat. Did you say wheat or wheat?
Wheat.
I was like,
wheat
I wish.
For bread.
I wish it was weed. For
Okay.
smoking.
Oh yeah. Then we end with. That's when we end with them talking. And that's when Lala, asks if Ariana has come to Sheena's defense from the online bullies.
Oh yeah.
And then that's when. So that's how we end up. And then of course she's like, yeah, we're not. She didn't, and fuck her. So fuck Ariana and fuck Tom is kind of where we're at today.
Yeah, and then the lawsuits. I'm wondering. Okay, so do you want to hear my conspiracy theory?
Yes.
Okay, and this is just a conspiracy theory for funsies. So everything is completely made up in my head, and it's just been pieced together with
bullshit. She's got a murder board up on our wall in here.
No, I do not. That's why we need video, so I can prove it that we do not. No, okay. So it's being alleged that Ariana knew about the affair, and she was the one who orchestrated no, you gotta keep it secret and save it for the cameras. So that's one of the things Rachel's alleging. And so let's take that and run with it, shall we? Here we go. Okay. It would explain why the Legos have not only not been reworked, but they haven't been taken down. That's a ginormous reminder every time you walk in the door. They allegedly can't even speak without a go-between, but they're going to keep that up even though it was going to be reworked for free. Okay, just there. And they're still living under the same roof to this day.
Yeah.
They're still living under the same roof. There have been allegations from Tom's mouth to Rachel that we know of that they were in an open relationship anyway. And so there we go.
Wait.
And Ariana, she was always annoyed with Tom, but they were a brand. And I think that and then, if they're living under the same roof, I think they're either still together or friends with benefits. I don't think they actually hate each other. They know that this is going to get them storyline for this season, enough so to bring into the new storyline. And so now that they're both being sued by Rachel, maybe they'll publicly come out as the couple again. This will give them, not that they wanted to get sued, but this will be the reason that they come back together. Even though if it were real and I were Ariana, I'd be pissed off as hell that I am now being sued. But no, that's just my fan fiction that Tom and Ariana are actually in this together, because I love them so much as a couple. I just want it to be for the show. They're still living a happy lifestyle.
And they're gonna bring it back.
Yeah.
Well,
that's where I'm at. Like, okay, I want
right,
and then the friend group is back.
Okay, but why do you have a
and that's also why I think, listen, one more thing, and that's why I also think Ariana is going so far left into this ice queen role, because Sandoval's probably like, if I had to be that big of a villain, you at least have to be a little bit of a villain. And so now she's like, okay, we'll get everyone back on your side.
Well, yeah, Ariana's got to take the villain role
to get everyone to like.
So we can get Tom.
Are you getting in on my conspiracy a little?
Well, yeah, I am a little bit. But my question is why is that string connecting Schwartz and Hippie on your murder board? How do they figure into this? All right. I think that's all we got for this week, everybody.
Woo! Rock and roll.
Rock and roll. Episode 7 will be next week.
Oh, you can find us on, well, you already found us, but tell a friend.
Tell a friend.
Subscribe.
And subscribe.
We're on Instagram. Kind of. Sort of.
I'm assuming so.
TikTok? Kind of.
Maybe.
We're there. We love you.
Thanks for listening.
Have a good one.